Welcome to the Michigan Law Review, Part 1. Let us get started. This will be a series of videos that cover topics in the Michigan Pharmacy Law exam. We start with the Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act. This act required that the labels not contain false information about the drug's strength and purity. 3 ways to violate the Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act: adulteration, misbranding, placing into interstate commerce an unapproved drug. Misbranding has to do with label or labeling representation issues. Adulteration has to do with the composition, issues with drug strength, quality, and purity. Examples of adulteration: 1. If a drug is manufactured under conditions that do not conform to current good manufacturing practices. 2. Contains any filthy, putrid, or decomposed substance. 3. Prepared, packed, or held under unsanitary conditions, or it may have been contaminated. 4. Contains unsafe coloring. 5. Strength, quality, or purity differs from that in the official compendium. 6. If the drug has been substituted in whole or part. 7. Deemed adulteration, dropping a tablet on the floor. 8. Other examples: the contaminated drug, dispensing a liquid that has been diluted, compounding sterile products in unsterile conditions and representing as sterile, a product with an unapproved color additive, dispensing a drug mixed with another drug. Now let us discuss misbranding. Here are some examples. 1. Labeling is false or misleading. 2. Does not identify the name and place of the manufacturer, packer, or distributor. 3. Lacks quantity of contents. 4. Lacks name of the drug. 5. Lacks adequate directions for use. 6. Drug liable to deterioration unless packaged as required. 7. Labeling is false or misleading. 8. If it is an imitation of another drug. 9. If it is offered for sale under the name of another drug. 10. If drug packaging is in violation of the Poison Prevention Packaging Act. 11. Other examples: label of drug fails to have Rx only prior to dispensing when required. Nitroglycerin sublingual in non-original package. Dispensing without a prescription. Dispensing without an authorized refill. Imitation of another drug. Dispensing without the mandated medication guide. Dispensing without the PPI, patient package insert. Failure to comply with packaging requirements. Dispensing a generic and labeling as the brand name only. Dispensing Prempro without the patient package insert. Dispensing Cytotec, not in the unit of use package. Let's finish with unapproved drug. This is simply putting into interstate commerce a drug not approved by the FDA. The side effects statement requirement. The FDA requirement of a side effects statement. Verbatim: call your doctor for medical advice about side effects. You may report side effects to FDA at 1-800-FDA-1088. To be included as part of labeling with both new and refill prescriptions. Specific letter height or type size to be used depending on the option chosen. Not intended to apply to inpatients in a hospital or healthcare facility under an order of licensed practitioner. Now side effects statement for OTC drugs. Not required if the product's packaging includes a manufacturer's or distributor's toll-free number for reporting complaints. If no toll-free number to report side effects, must include the following: report side effects to FDA at 1-800-FDA-1088. Telephone number must appear in a minimum 6-point bold letter height or type size. HIPAA, the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, HIPAA. HIPAA Michigan statute states: a prescription or equivalent record in a pharmacy is not a public record. Shall not disclose their contents or provide copies without the patient's authorization to any person except to any of the following. 1. Patient for whom the prescription was issued. 2. Another pharmacist acting on behalf of the patient. 3. Authorized prescriber who issued the prescription. 4. A licensed health professional who is currently treating the patient. 5. An agency or agent of government responsible for the enforcement of laws relating to drugs and devices. 6. A person authorized by a court order. 7. A person engaged in research projects or studies with protocols approved by the board. Pharmacists are responsible to know recalled drugs and devices in the pharmacy and should keep a record of recalls. Let us discuss the different types of recalls. Class 1 recall, a situation in which there is a reasonable probability that the use of or exposure to a violative product will cause serious adverse health consequences or death. Class 2 recall, a situation in which the use of or exposure to a violative product may cause temporary or medically reversible adverse health consequences or where the probability of serious adverse health consequences is remote. Class 3 recall, a situation in which the use of or exposure to a violative product is not likely to cause adverse health consequences. Market withdrawal occurs when a product has a minor violation that would not be subject to FDA legal action. The firm removes the product from the market or corrects the violation. For example, a product removed from the market due to tampering, without evidence of manufacturing or distribution problems, would be a market withdrawal. Medical device safety alert, issued in situations where a medical device may present an unreasonable risk of substantial harm. In some cases, these situations also are considered recalls. Before moving on, let's touch on off-label use of drugs. Michigan has no restrictions above federal, therefore it is not illegal as long as there is evidence for its use off-label. Risk versus benefit. You have completed the first video. Please consider liking and sharing if you found this material helpful. See you on the next one.